Here we go. Oklahoma, Birmingham, UK, Orange County, California, Windsor, Ontario. Lots of people. New York City, Pennsylvania, Campbell River. All right. Well, welcome. Whether it's morning, whether it's afternoon, wherever you're connecting from, even if you're watching the recording, well, welcome. There she is. Now I can make her the co-host, so she has full unmuting power. Okay, so we are here today to talk a little bit about what to do with new associates. And then we're going to open up for question and answers at the end. I hope you have pen and paper. I hope you blocked the next 6 hours because this is going to be a long training. I'm just kidding. We're going to keep it short and sweet. But the more important part is the question and answer at the end, because a lot of the things that I'm going to post or talk about, maybe you already know, and then there's something I'm forgetting, and then that one question is going to be the golden nugget for everyone else. So let me share my screen. And I made this little PowerPoint because I like to have visual support, but I have to say I did it very quickly. So it's not the best PowerPoint I've done. Not lots of images, but you'll get the idea. The idea is to just have a little structure, because we know that in network marketing, duplication is king, right? When you do something, it's great, you're in control. But the second Alex is doing it, and then Julie is doing it, and then George is doing it, and then the next person, the next person, the next person, if they're not doing the same thing, they can start doing the wrong thing, and then the wrong thing gets duplicated, and then all of a sudden, the patches are these miracle things that cure everything, and like the messaging is completely off, completely wrong. People are starting the wrong way. So let's just bring things back to the beginning, right? And let's keep things simple. Have you ever heard the saying KISS, right? KISS, keep it. What is it? What is it? Use the chat. KISS. What is it? KISS for? Keep it. Keep it what? Keep it stupid simple. Let's change that for Super Patch, and let's say keep it super simple. All right? Let's just change that for Super Patch. Keep it super simple. That's it. That's the whole point of today's training, to keep things super simple with our new people when we get them started. Does that make sense? Are we good to go? Yes. All righty. So, what do you do when you get new people started, taking them from zero, they know nothing, it's just their first day, to superhero? That is what we're going to talk about today. So there's a few things already that happened. When people are starting is because they saw something, they met someone, they spoke to somebody, they had the experience of the Liberty Patch or the Victory Patch, and they decided, hey, you know what, this makes sense. I want to become an associate. And so during the enrollment process, there should be a few things happening. During the enrollment process, number one, if they're enrolling, they should already have their own balance test video on their phone. That should be done. If for some reason you're not physically with them and you couldn't do the balance test video, we have to figure out a way as fast as possible to have them record their own balance test on their phone. Why is this important? That's their first tool. That's the first thing they can share. That's their personal experience. Because if you send to Julie, Alex, George, Roberto a balance test video of two people they don't know, it's not going to land the same way. It's not going to have the same effect than if you're sharing a video with someone they know inside. That is the whole point of this balance video, of this balance test video, is to have someone that they know, like, and trust inside. And the best thing is that you're inside as well, because that way that's the first introduction. Oh, who's this person? Well, let me get them on the phone, right? So that way when they don't the answer to any questions is, hey, you know what? The person that you saw in the video doing the test with me, they've been doing that way longer than I have. They know the answer to that question. So that's the kind of the first introduction. Okay, so that is the first thing. If for some reason they've signed up in Paris and you live in New York and you were not able to do the balance test, we need to figure out a way to send them patches as fast as possible, do a Zoom with them as fast as possible, so they'll be with someone else recording themselves doing the balance test. That is key number one. And as they are enrolling, as they're filling out their information to sign up, hopefully you're helping them. You're not just shooting your link and then hoping and praying that they know what information to put where, right? You're helping them, taking them, guiding them by the hand, step by step by step, and also asking them a few questions at the same time. By the way, Julie, when you made that decision to get started as an associate, who were you thinking about? I'm sure, because I was thinking about some people. Who are you thinking about that would be great at doing this, or that really need something like this, or that are, you know, the most popular people in your group, the most influential people in your group, or people that have experience in network marketing even? Who are those people? Because I know I had a list of 3, 5, 10 people in my mind the second I decided I wanted to get started. Who were those people? We're extracting those names right away as they're signing up. Why is this important? Because as we know, success loves speed. We want them to be in action as fast as possible. But also, typically, usually, the first people that they're going to think about are their most influential, are their more business oriented. They're the people that would have the biggest impact in their teams. And it's probably the people that they're most afraid of to talk to, that they don't want to mess up, right? So we're going to assist them with that. So we're already making the list as they're signing up. And how about we put them in action right now, right? So now that during their sign-up process, we've extracted 3, 4, 5, 10 names, right when they click go, right when they finish the payment, right when they receive their welcome email. Well, you know those names that you just talked about? Alex, Julie, Jorge, Antonio, whatever their names are. Let's send them a quick text right now, right? I met some people, I saw something, we need to talk. Or we need to talk, smiley face. Like something, like these people should not be total strangers, right? They should be friends of them. They should be family members. They should be business partners. They should be in contact with them regularly. Not, oh yes, I remember 30 years ago when I was in high school, this guy, that's probably not the first person they thought about, right? They probably thought about people that they contact on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. So it's a very common, normal thing to say, hey, want to talk? Smiley face. Very, very simple message. A lot of people say, well, what should I send? If your text message, your initial text message, has more than one sentence, it's too long. Right? Like, have you ever received a text message that you have to press the show more button? That's too long. If you need to press the show more button, it is too long of a text message. Text message should be very short. If there's anything more than 2 or 3 sentences, it shouldn't even be a text message. It should be a voice message, right? So we're not trying to present Super Patch by text. We're just trying to initiate the conversation. Now, after they've enrolled, what do we need to do with the brand new person that just got started? We need to have them go through a welcome call. They need to know that, hey, it's not just you that's helping them. There's a whole team of people. There's a lot of people that are there to help them. Some people that have way more experience than you. way bigger success than you, maybe a similar story than what their goals are, right? Maybe, and it makes sense. Most of the time, it's going to be the upline. Most of the time. But it could be someone else, someone that will match, right? Like if I sign up someone that has 19 kids, I might match them with someone that has a lot of kids, right? If I'm talking to someone that is a professional bodybuilder, I might have a welcome call with someone that is in sports or into that field, right? Matching energies, matching stories, matching goals is very important. Most of the time, like I said, it's going to be part of the upline. But we are one team. So we can leverage everyone's stories, everyone's success, everyone's backgrounds, because when the tide rises, all boats rise, right? Together. As Super Patch rise, we all rise together. So very important, that welcome call. And in that welcome call, we're going to figure out what this person's goals are, what their speed is, right? Because we don't have the same speed. We don't have the same goals. Some people want to make a few $100s a month and they're going to be very happy. Some people want a few $1,000s a month and they're going to be very happy. Others are like, I need tens of thousands of dollars a month. I hate my job. I hate my boss. I hate my spouse. I hate my life. I need things to change right now, right? And I need tens of thousands of dollars yesterday. Their speed is different. Their motivations are different. Their networks are different. Their experience are different. So in that 24-hour, and why 24 hours? Because we'd like everything to happen fast. And this is another side tip, whenever you think of someone to contact, you have two options. You either contact them now or you contact them later. What's the better option, do you think? Use the chat. What's the best option, do you think? The second you think of someone, oh yeah, Johnny, I remember Johnny. Now, there's two options. You either send them a message now, right this second, while their names are fresh in your memory, or it's later. It's better to do it now. So same thing with a welcome call. If you could actually, the second after they click that button, have a welcome call right away, that's the best thing. But I understand that sometimes with people's schedules, we can't schedule it right away. So within the first 24 hours, we want the brand new person to have that welcome call with someone else. And that is something that we want duplicated, right? Because they realize, hey, it's not just this one person. We're not two against the world. Oh, wait a second, there are more people involved with Super Patch, right? So that welcome call is critical, very important. Next, we want them to watch the strategy video. This is very important. Not everyone is equipped to explain the strategy very easily, how to make your first $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 with Super Patch. And guess what? It's a 5-minute video. You can watch it with them, right? So you can take a screenshot. You can copy this link. This is a 5-minute video. It doesn't go through the whole compensation plan, but guess what? Your brand new person that's at stage 0 does not need to know all the compensation plan. They don't need to know. All they need to know is what's my next step, right? What is my next step? So how do I make my money back? I just started with the Flex 40 kit. What's my next step? How do I get started? Well, here's the 5-minute strategy video on how you're going to leverage your kit to get that money back as fast as possible and earn your first $500, first $1,000, first $1,500 in a month. They don't need to know how to go global ambassador, intergalactic leader of the world. That's not their first step, right? The first step is that 5-minute strategy video. Then we need to give that person the right tools so that they know how to work their business. Now, I know what you're asking, but Eric, what are the right tools? Well, that's a fantastic question. Here they are. Boom, all in one slide, okay? And you can take a screenshot. You can copy those links. the balance test tutorial video. This is critical. If I've heard a few times over the last I think 2,000 balance tests that I've done. I've heard only a few times, Eric, I've done the test and it's not working. The 2 times I've seen that, it's because the person was either not performing the test correctly, or the person that was living the experience was not following the instructions. Those are the 2 only cases where I've seen the test not working. So either the person is not pulling the right way, or they're pulling in the wrong direction or whatever, or the person is not, I'll repeat, the person is not following the instructions. So when we say, okay, keep your elbows straight, and they bend their elbow, they're not following the instructions. So of course the balance test is not going to work if they keep bending their elbow when we're telling keep your elbow straight, right? So those are the 2 things we need to make sure of. Very important. For those of you that want the links, you could just take a screenshot of this page, and then you'll be able to copy and paste directly from your image. Because now I can't unshare my screen, or maybe I can unshare my screen. How does that work? 1 second. While I do this, Lori, is there anything you want to add while I try to?
I think this is very, very important, guys. You need all those tools, but that is not the order that you send it to the prospects. I just want to make sure, Eric, I'm sure you were going to touch on it, but just in case, and now you remove the slide so I can't see your order. But the order,
1 sec, I'll put it right back.
Is the 5-minute science video. That's the first one you send people, and your balance, your recorded balance test, if you have it. If you don't have it, you're going to have to send someone else's. Guys, it's not as good. I'm sorry, it's not. People know you. They want to see you. So please, everyone go do it. Sometimes I'm shocked how many people have never even done a balance test. It freaks me out. It really freaks me out. So you send the balance test, you send the 5-minute science video, and afterwards, after you talk to them, then you send Jay explaining the patches, and then you send the 1-page comp plan. Those are the 4 ones that I send or 5 actually, that I send every single prospect. And it's very important. So first the science, your balance test, because you don't want to send them 800 things. If they have no experience in network marketing, there's no point of that, right? The balance, how you do the balance test is for you, so you could teach it. And it's for you to send your new associates when they sign up. Because you wouldn't send a prospect, how to do a balance test yet, right? That's a tool that they need when they're going to build the business. The live presentations are so important. These guys are experts. Steve Schultz is an expert. He has been in the industry for 175 years. He is an expert. Is this true, Steve? Yes. It is very, very true. Okay. Eric, he's doing the video. I don't know why everyone just wants to do their own. Like, these are the people. And when Jay's on, just put them on. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just put them on. Okay, guys? And Terry, obviously, I see you there. I don't want to take you out of this. Terry's also an expert. I think he's the first MVP in the company. I think he was the second person in the company. These people know their stuff. Sorry, Eric, I just really wanted to explain that. The order that they would send a prospect.
Yes, thank you for adding that, because that's also very important. The order we do things. And so hopefully now you have them.
1 second, Eric, because the new person won't understand. Hey, guys, if you send it in this order, they're not going to understand. They're going to send that to a prospect. New people, we have to be very careful with. They don't know anything. Just think of them as a tiny, tiny little bird. It doesn't matter how successful they are. They could be a CEO of Kellogg's, but they don't know anything about Super Patch yet. So we have to make sure that we help them every step, that we're doing something that will be duplicated, because what you tell them, they're going to go duplicate too. So let's get it done the right way. Just like a baby bird, you wouldn't have a bird and kick him out of the nest. You help the bird fly, and then you kick them out of the nest. Thank you. Sorry, Eric.
Absolutely. I love it. That's exactly right. It's that's why it's taking them from zero to superhero. They know nothing from this Super Patch company, Super Patch business, how to do things, and everything we do will duplicate. So that's super, super critical. It's the template to follow is this: need to know basis, right? Sometimes we're excited about certain things and we want to share everything. But the question is, do they really need to know that right now? If the answer is no, then you don't need to share that with them right away, right? Just like you don't need to tell them how to go global president right away. Need to know basis. What's the very next thing they need to know to get in action? Very next thing. Of course, we want to make sure that the brand new associate is added to the different groups. Now, there's different team groups. There's different groups for different things. The Patch and Go Facebook group is a testimonial group that was created with the mindset of having one international, multilingual testimonial group. Because we have like an English testimonial group, a French testimonial group, a Spanish one. But what happens if you want to build an international business and you're not part of the Spanish testimonial group, but now you have a Spanish-speaking prospect? Where do you put them, right? So the Patch and Go testimonial group, that the goal there is to have Spanish, Italian, German, French, English testimonials, videos, text, pictures. So that way, this is an international one. People can find whatever they're looking for. And now Facebook has this neat little button that translates any text. So even if it's an Italian testimonial in a text form, people can translate it in whatever language they want, right? My Super Patch Business, this is the corporate business group. And My Super Patch Testimonial, this is the corporate testimonial group. But again, it's only in English. So if you want to be part of those groups, I suggest you go add them. You can screenshot and you can go to those groups. Of course, there's different team groups. But why are we getting ourselves into a situation where we're working harder and not smarter, right? If we can merge as many groups as possible, it is always better, in my opinion. And so, quick recap, and then we're going to open up for question and answers. As the person enrolls, we want to make sure they have their own balance test on their phone, not your phone, because when you leave them and you have to send it to them, usually the video is too big to send them. And then when you send it to them, it's going to be in a weird format or a diminished quality. So you want it on their phone. And the cool thing is when it's on their phone, when you leave, they watch it over and over again themselves, right? And they realize, wait a second, did that really happen, right? So that it's one thing to live it. It's another thing to watch it again. And then as they sign up, we want to ask them a few questions. Who was it that you were thinking about when you made that decision, right? What's your goal with this? What's your speed? And we have to adapt the plan to whatever speed, whatever goals they have. In their first 24 hours, we want to make sure we connect them with someone else other than you. It may be your upline, it may be your sideline, it may be someone else in your downline. It doesn't matter who, someone that matches their energy, matches their goals, matches whatever their profile is, and have them watch the strategy video ASAP. Everything is now. We should all be living in the now. Too many people are living in the past or the future, right? They worry about what they didn't do, and they stress out about what they should be doing. Let's just live in the now. Hey, when should we watch this strategy video? Right now. Hey, when should we call this person? Right now. When should we test this person? Right now. It only takes 2 seconds to send a video. It only takes 2 seconds to send a text. And then equip them with the right tools. Make sure they have all the tools in the right order. They know what to send when in the right order. They don't need to send all the tools I gave you right away in one shot, right? In order, need to know basis. Obviously, if someone has 20 years experience in network marketing, they're already in a company, they have 120,000 people, their company shut down and they're all looking for a place to go, they might need different types of information than your neighbor Sally that has never done network marketing and wants to sleep better, right? Need to know basis. And adapt the tools, adapt what you're sending to the person that you're talking to. And then the newest person that just signed up, that's super excited, that just started, that's sent a few texts already. We don't want to wait. We are in the now. So if you're physically with them, please, pretty please, give them 1 full pack of Liberty or 1 full pack of Victory so that they can perform balance tests right now, right this second. Like that same day, they can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balance tests right away and share this experience right now. The faster we do this, the better it is. And once they receive their Flex 40 kit, or once they receive their whatever kit they started with, they can give back that Liberty or Victory pack to you so that you can recycle over and over again. You sign someone up, you give them one, they give it back. You sign another person, you give them one, they give it back. That way, people are in action as fast as possible. Does that make sense? Fantastic. So now we can stop sharing this little PowerPoint. And is there anything before we open up for question and answer? Lori, was there anything you wanted to add?
Lori wants me to do the order of the videos again. So it's the science video. Does everyone know what that is?
The 5-minute science video.
Correct. And then their own balance test. If you don't have your own, then please do it as quickly as possible or use someone else's, but your own's always the best. It's always the best. And some people are lucky they have Jay. Some people, I think, Eric, your balance test is Jay, isn't it? And after that, because you don't want to overwhelm them. You don't want to send them too much information, right? And then they come back to you and they go, wow, I'm really interested. How does it all work? So then you would send them the science video that Jay did. And the reason why I like the one that Jay did, because Jay is the one who made the patches. So he's not like doing it. He did it. The passion's there. Everything's very clear. It's very detailed. So you send that and the 1-page comp plan. Okay. Then for your associates, guys, this is very, very, very important. You send them WhatsApp or Messenger or whichever way you communicate, the exact thing that they would send a prospect. Send it in the order. And then so you first send the first 2 and then you send the next 2. And then you would send them what they need to know. So they need to know, oh, excuse me, I forgot about the calls too. That's not a video, but you have to put it there, the link to the calls. I invite people to calls. I just don't send them, come on the call anytime, Tuesday or Thursday. I say, no, the call's this night at this time. Okay, so that's very important too. But the third little set that you would send your team is what they need, that they wouldn't necessarily send a prospect, and tell them to keep that forever in a place so that every time they're speaking to someone, they could send it. Those are the tools I've used from the beginning. Now, obviously, the videos are updated, and when they are, we'll update little thing what you send. But everyone should have that in their phone, that when they're talking to someone, they just go send. It's not a big thing. They don't have to go looking for it for 10 hours. It's right there.
There you have it. Ellie, could someone post the strategy video?
Yes, everyone's asking for it, Eric.
Okay. Let me get the link.
While Eric's doing that, guys, I want you to know, for associates that want to build the business, if you can make a person, it doesn't matter, $1, $5, $10 in their first month, you will have them for a year. If you make them zero, most people will quit. So they have to see it's real as soon as possible. That's why we're not pressuring people to start. We're just going by the numbers and what happens. People need to see results, and it doesn't matter how small or how big the result. They just want a result. And that's why, before they get scared and before they talk to some stupid cousin that tells them, oh, these things don't work and these patches don't work and everything's terrible and the world's going to blow up, before they speak to that guy, we just want them to do what they liked about it, why they chose to join. Remember, when people come back and say that stuff to you, you have to be honest with them and say you loved it. Like, what does it matter what someone else is saying? You loved it. And there's 80,000 people worldwide that love it too. Okay, sorry, Eric. Again, sorry for interrupting.
It's all good. It's perfect. So I just posted the strategy video link in the chat. And if you watch the recording again, you can always take a screenshot. Technology is amazing. Now you can actually copy text from a picture. It's crazy nowadays what you can do.
Steve, do you want to say anything before we go to the question and answer?
I was going to kind of wait for the question and answer, but I think one of the most important things that you guys heard here so far was getting somebody started quickly. Lori, you're absolutely right. And I always tell people to celebrate the small victories. And if you get somebody to do a balance test with you, celebrate that as a victory. Whether they sign up or not, celebrate that as a victory, because we know how tough it is to get people to see what we're doing. If you get somebody on a three-way call, celebrate that. Okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So I want everybody to just realize that you don't have to just sign up a new associate or a new customer to have success in this business. Our job is to sort people out. Our job is to get this in front of as many people as we can and let them decide. And if we push, people push back. And so when you give them the information, you let them decide. But listen, I go through droughts. I'll go through 6, 7, 8, 9 people and not sign them up. It's like, oh, Steve signs up everybody. No, I don't. But I celebrate the fact that I talked to them and I got them the information. So don't beat yourselves up so much. You're doing the right things if you're getting this information in front of people.
Excellent. Terry, you want to add something? I can't see everyone's on the call, guys, but I saw Steve and Terry. I don't know where Terry is. I saw him for a
Where's Terry?
second.
Oh, there's Terry. There he is. Here we go.
Yeah, hi, Eric. Thank you and Lori very much for putting this on. I think systems and all of us following the right path and the right system is so important to success. And Lori, your point about people that join and getting them to make $1 or $5 is so key to retention. And you don't want to build this over and over and over again every month. So following the system, I encourage everybody on here to put this in order in your notes, whatever you have to do to have this here, because Eric Worre, said the average customer places 2.2 orders per year. That's it. So the average distributor gone in 74 hours if they don't get something encouraging, or 72 hours. But what blows my mind, or what will blow your mind, is a 5% increase in retention equals a 25% increase in income, which is huge. So the difference between someone who stays and someone who leaves, in the first 4 months, if they earn $1 or more, 74% stay active. $1, that's the difference between 20% and 74%. $1. So we got to get our people making money and follow the strategy video so we can all keep the people engaged and retain them. So Eric Worre's been around a long, long time, and he's a very, very successful presenter, trainer, and whatever. And these stats don't lie. He's accumulated these over years. So amazing, amazing information. And again, following the systems, guys. That's what we're learning here. Thank you.
Perfect, Steve. And that's a real stat, eh, guys? It doesn't matter if it's $1. You make them $1, they will stay. You don't, they won't. End of story. Elaine, I know you're there somewhere, even though I can't see you because you're on every single call ever. Oh, there she is. I see you.
I'm here. Well, what do I say? Oh my goodness. First of all, thank you, Eric. This is incredible. And even though all of us as leaders that are on here doing these trainings, you forget parts. So it's been a really good reminder to simply go back to the basics. And I think we all need to do that, because the longer we're here, and this is what I share with our teams, the longer we're here, the more we know, the more we say, the less happens. Right. And so it's like, go back to the very, very beginning. And something, you know, when you were going through, Eric, about the brand new people and getting them started and getting them doing things, one of the things I love doing and seeing happen is when I'm with somebody, and it could just be the neighbor that I'm doing a balance test on, and they're looking and they're excited and they're curious, but then there's another family member there. I tell them to do the balance test on that person, not me. You do it, right? I want them to see that I don't know any special trick. I wasn't trained to hold my pinky finger a special way. You go do it. And when they see that it works, when they do it, it almost puts, it's kind of like you see that strange belief come into their eyes that I could do this, right? So I help them to see right away how simple this one thing is to do the business. And now being able to give them the simple, just those 4 little things, right? The way to, like, to get things rolling the right way is absolutely, it's huge. And we think it's small. And many of us, I think too, we, as people who've been in the industry forever, we'll just go there. We look for other people in the industry because we all would love to have some of those on our team. But our passion has always been to teach people that this industry, it's what will make a difference for their families and their lives. And so many people don't know how to do it right. They think they've heard a way. They've tried something, but nobody taught them. So they tried it on their own. And what I love is that we have got a system that is so simple, right? KISS, keep it super simple, that we can teach the people who've never done this to go and do it and kind of be that next generation that do it right. So that's my thing.
That's excellent, because a lot of people think that we know how to do it. So especially men, they think it's because you're a man and you're stronger. A lot of people think that. So that's a really great tip. I can't see. I think Amanda's here. Amanda? Sorry, guys. I just want you to have the top people in the company give you their tips, because we're all different, you know, but we all stick to the same system. It's just we put our own little spin on it.
Hey, you guys. So sorry. I'm literally in my cozies. But I just want to say, first of all, if you are here, I know, I see you laughing.
She's
but
in California. Okay. We'll give her a break.
I'm in California, just waking up, and it is freezing here, you guys. But oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, something I really want to say is set alarms. You're just getting started. Set alarms. That's exactly what I did for this training. I had an alarm set. yesterday. So I knew it was coming. I had an alarm set an hour before this training. I got my coffee, I put my patches on, I took my REM off, right? If you put it in your calendar, you got to show up, right? And so I just want to give you guys that little tip because that is something that I have done. Everyone is busy. Everyone has things going on, and that's just life. But when this becomes a priority, just like, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who said it, but just like someone said before, which was celebrating the wins, right? Celebrating when you do that balance test, when you show up, that's a really big deal. And that was something that I really personally had to coach myself through, which was setting up like, if I do this, I get that. So, for example, don't like, if you reach out to someone, don't say, I get to go to Disney World if I reach out to this person. That's not reasonable. But maybe you hit VP and that's when you get to go to Disney World. That's when you get to, bring your family there. Or if I do that, I'm going to get myself some flowers. Or if I do this, I get to do that fun thing. But if I don't, I don't. And that is something that I've done with myself for years is if I do this, I get to do that. So for example, my big thing was if I speak on stage, which scared the bejesus out of me, you guys, I literally used to put myself in the very back of every classroom I was ever in because I didn't want people to see me. So thank you, Lori, for calling upon me while I'm in my purple fuzzies and so not ready. But I just want it to be an example of that's exactly what we do every single day. We are the example. So be the person that you want to sign. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be in your purple fuzzies and have fun with it. Be vulnerable, be real, be authentic. People want to see, oh, thank God she stuttered. Okay, that makes it easier for me. Oh, thank God she's not perfect. She doesn't have the makeup on. She sounds like she's a little nervous. That is so reassuring to the average person. So this is a Saturday, if you're on the West Coast like me, morning. It's a Saturday afternoon. A lot of people would be doing other things, but you are here. So as soon as you're off, I want you to do something to celebrate you. If you take your friends to Europe, I'm not responsible for that. So don't send your husbands after me, but do something to celebrate those wins. And I'm so proud of you guys for being on today and making this a priority. It's a much bigger deal than you give yourself credit for.
Thank you, Amanda. There's an RVP in her 30s in her robe. So, she does what it takes. And I knew no matter what, I obviously know what time it is where she is. And she's just so genuine. And that's why she's very appealing to people.
Well, there you have it. So now I guess we're going to open up for question and answers for the next little while, the next few minutes that we have together. If you have a question at the bottom, I guess you can either write it in the chat or you could raise your virtual hand in the reaction at the bottom of your screen. There's a little button that says raise hand, and it's going to raise your virtual hand. Or you can throw it in the chat, or there's just absolutely no questions and you all know exactly what to do right this second, and you're like, can you please stop talking, Eric? I got some work to do. I don't know. Maybe you don't have any questions. 5 minute. Yes, the 5 minute science video is the John Brenkus video. Yes. That's a good question, Neil. Excellent call. Excellent call. Okay, great. 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 No questions. That is impossible. Come on. Don't be shy. Here we go. We got a question. Where would the I decide work into the list? When they, again, need to know, right? So if I'm going to blast shotgun approach, blast my I decide link to all of my 5,000 closest friends on Facebook, probably not a good idea, right? But when the person's curiosity is piqued because they saw something on my social media, or because we had this conversation, or because I just sent them the text, we need to talk. I talked a little bit about my experience, and they're like, really, how does that work? Well, I'm not the expert. Let me send you a personal, interactive experience that will walk you through all the information. That's the right time to send it. right? This tool is great because it gets people to see the information that they want to see. They interact with it, right? That's the time you would use iDecide. Don't just think that you're going to send iDecide to a bunch of people with no context, no information. Just click on this and then magically everyone's going to sign up. No, it needs to happen at the right time. I hope that answers that question. Pamela, we have a question from Pamela.
Hello there. Good afternoon, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. I just had a quick call. I've talked to a couple of networker friends and they said, okay, Pam, assuming that the patch is great, the product is great, what kind of army do we have to build to make $1,000 a month? No bonuses. Take that out the equation. Just smart ship only. What is the number to secure $1,000 a month income? And then we can do the multiples to scale up.
Well,
Pamela,
this is
I've got a butt in here just for 1 second. A person's asking that question and taking the bonuses out of it. I mean, initially, they have to use those bonuses to build their team because people like the bonuses. So I just want to say that when anyone asks me the question, because obviously I deal with a lot of networkers, I go, well, first, we've got to go through this to build the team. Because if you give them a number and it's 500 people, which it's not, but I'm just going to say 500, it sounds overwhelming to a regular person. So they have to know that there's steps to get there. We just don't bang there because the first month there is no smart ships. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was speaking to some of the veteran networkers. They kind of wanted to know that number.
Oh, okay, very good.
and also the answer is it depends. Because it depends. Are you going to personally enroll 100 people or you're going to enroll 3? Are they going to enroll 10? You know, all of that changes how we get paid.
The
So it's
networkers want to know how many people on 90, I think. That's what they want to know.
Yes, but even that, right? Your structure, because it's a uni level, because it's linked to personal enrollment, it could be the exact same structure with someone who has personally enrolled 20% of their team or 10% of their team or 100% of their team, different paycheck, right? So we can roll through scenarios, and if you've only enrolled 3, and this would be the amount of people, if you've enrolled 10, we could roll through scenarios, but the real answer is always, well, it depends. I know that's not the answer. We wish we have an exact answer, but because of the way the comp plan is made, it really depends of the number of personally enrolled you have, the number of smart chips that they have, because there's people that order 2. There's people that realize, hey, I get a way better deal if I select 4 and buy 3, right? That changes a lot the paycheck as well. So, but we can run through some scenarios and have sort of a ballpark idea. Good question, Pamela. Thank you. Let me look at the chat.
Steve, do you know the answer?
Well, I kind of do. Like Eric just said, it depends. Pamela, I will tell you this. If I'm talking to a veteran networker, I have no problem sending them the comp plan at a glance and saying, listen, this is what our comp plan is. You can run the numbers, blah, blah, blah. But I've had people make $1,000 in their first 30 days, but it has to involve some of the fast start bonuses and the hat trick bonus and the all-star bonus and things like that. The residual income is real. And I think people really, really want to know that. But if you go get, and I don't talk just 90. I don't want anybody to make their minimums their maximums. Okay. I have stopped talking about $90 a month. That's the minimum. I don't want anybody to do $90 a month. I talk about creating $500 in personal customer volume. That's you and all your personal customers. Now, if you had, a team of people that had $500 in volume, and when you're talking to somebody who wants to know numbers, 500 is not overwhelming. They're like, that's me and any customers that I have. I'm like, yeah, I use way over $500 a month myself. They're like, oh, okay. Well, then if you go out there and get 3, 4, 5 people, and they go get 3, 4, 5 people, they can run the numbers themselves because they can see the compensation plan. But 3 who get 3, 39 people, $500 a month in volume. That's around $700 without any volume, without any fast start bonuses at all. So Eric's answer is the one I like the best because it takes you off the hook. Because if you flat out tell somebody, yes, you need 50 people and you're going to make $1,000 a month, you are on the line for that. And when they have 50 people, of which 25% of them are only working, you got 75% of them who do nothing, then they're going to come back to you and say, yeah, but you told me. So always leave it open-ended. It depends on what people are going to do. It depends on what their volume is going to do. I run numbers all the time, and I hate to give people specifics because then you are accountable for that. So be general in it. But I've said, I've had people make $1,000 in their first 30 days, but it includes this, and that, the other thing. I leave it kind of open-ended like that.
Yes, if I can interject here a little bit, Eric, too. When we talk about SmartShip and we talk about signing up 3, but we have to know that that's based on perfect duplication. And we know that based on SmartShip, based on anything in network marketing, we can't ever count on perfect duplication. So, at a team of 120 people, all on SmartShip, you're doing almost $15,000 in TGQV. So that doesn't take into account any kits. That doesn't take into account any customer sales. It just takes into account, the SmartShip volume. And again, the volume changes if you're doing the 4 for 3 as well. This is just on a 2-pack SmartShip. So it's a hard question. It's hard to answer. It's really the only thing you can sort of determine that will show you what the volume is if you do duplication in SmartShip. But the unknown always is the number of customers and the number of people that sign up that are actually going to buy a launch kit.
That's it. Yep.
Right.
You're right, Terry.
So
Because Terry,
they could do it. They could do it a lot quicker than 120 people if they take advantage of the bonuses, do the 4 for 3, and buy a launch kit at the beginning. They could do it very quickly, and they could do it in the first 30 days, no problem.
There's so many variables, Terry. You're absolutely right about that. Because as you're building your team, you don't know what those people. You can tell them all day long you want them to buy the Flex 40 kit or whatever, but it still depends on what they purchase.
100%.
So I don't know the answer, but what she's asking is how many in your first 5 levels on 90? So obviously I agree with everything everyone said because it's not so simple and any experienced networker would know that, but I honestly, do you know what, Eric, the math on that? How many people do you need in your first 5 levels on Smart, like they're actually active? But it doesn't tell. I agree with everything you guys said. That does not tell the true story at all because that's not how it works.
Correct. That's not how it works. And we also need to know how many personals are involved because there's a difference.
Eric, it doesn't matter the personals. The person's just asking how many, how did they make just 1,000? It doesn't matter in their first 5 levels. It doesn't matter. Let's say they're all frontline. It's like any experienced networker wouldn't ask this question because they would know that there's so many things involved in the comp plan. So it's not so easy. You know what I mean? But just direct math, because you, Terry, and Steve are a lot smarter than me. What would the number be? Because I don't think like that in my head. So I wouldn't even know.
Well, I need to make the calculations to know the answer.
Okay,
I think Steve is calculating. I see his fingers calculating.
He's we'll just go on and we'll come back in a second, Pamela, but you could see what we're trying to say, that that's not how it works. And that's not how a successful business goes or anything. So we'll come back to you after Eric does his math. And do you have time for more questions, Eric?
Yeah, maybe one more. Let me see. André Yves. We have André Yves.
Can you hear me? I guess you do. I had someone who came in with a Flex 40 on my fourth level. The first and second, third level are not qualified. Does that mean the commission compressed to myself without those three levels?
Correct. We have dynamic compression. So if there's 2 levels, 3 levels, 4 levels of people that are not active, not on SmartShip, that's dynamic compression.
Wonderful. It was a great training this morning, and the one that I really like is the one from Terry, who said, when you have a couple with you, you ask the first one to do it with the second one. And as you know, I'm at the expo in Saint-Hyacinthe when we're doing tests with a lot of couple, and well, I'm going to try that all week this week. Thanks, Terry.
Yes, thank you for your question, André Yves. That's absolutely critical if there's more than one person in the same room to have that chain of balance tests going along. I do it on you, you do it on them, you do it. So they live it both ways. They feel it being done to them, and then they do it immediately on someone else. That's great. And yes, the dynamic compression. So with that, it is 11:59 a.m. Eastern Time. Any last words, Lori, you want to add?
No, I think it was great that you guys all came on and took the time.
Yes, thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for taking
I
the
want to
time.
know how to reach Pamela so I can answer her question when I do the math.
250 people.
Thank you, Steve.
200,
Thank
200 it's a little more than that. 250 people at 90, 22.5 in volume. And I figured, hey, 5%, because some of those are going to be first level, second level, third level. So let's just say at 5%, 250 makes you about $1,100 a month.
Thank you.
Yeah, Steve, that's exactly the numbers I got as well.
And listen, if
That's
any
four
of you
levels
come back to
deep,
me and say, Steve said, I'm going to deny it.
Me too. But it's that puts you at 5 levels deep as well.
Right.
So you got to take an average commission because your top level, first and second levels are a higher paid commission, right?
Right. So 250 is about the average. 250 people total in your organization. Figure $1,000 residually per month. You could drive any car that you want to drive for $1,000.
No bonuses. No bonuses.
Right.
And no retail sales, no nothing.
Right.
Yes.
So there is what you guys are crazy, but you notice how Elaine and I didn't say a word. We just took the fifth. Like, we're not doing the math. We don't know. You guys knock yourselves out.
Well, the big thing is just don't count on perfect duplication of 3 getting 3 getting 3. It doesn't happen. So recruitment.
Yeah. I'm just going to say it's an AI recording. I never said that.
Okay, very good. So Eric, you're doing a back office training next week?
Probably not next week, no, but I will do one. I don't know when, but I will do one.
Well, why not next week, Eric?
Because I'm busy next week. That's why.
For like 24 hours, 7 days a week? Oh, that's not, no, you're not. You can do it. He can do it, guys. What day? So is Saturday at 11 a.m. good, or is there another day of the week? Because we just picked that. We're trying to balance the people with families, which would be the easiest day. But if you guys have a better day that you would like, it can't be on Mondays, and it can't be on the days that the biz ops are happening. But any other time. You see, that's what happens when you're friends with somebody and you love them like the sun. You could just go, yeah, you're not going to be busy. Like, just do it. Because he doesn't want to do it, guys. He secretly doesn't want to do it. But I know he's not busy 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That's for sure. Unless someone else wants to do the back office trading. Do you want to do it, Steve? Elaine, do you want to do it?
About the back office? No.
Absolutely. Well, we all know I'd be a train wreck. Do you want to do it, Elaine? You could do it, Elaine.
Look at Elaine. She's thinking about it.
Oh, Elena's going in a tunnel.
She's in her house. She can't use that excuse.
Well, we'll let you guys. We'll announce it. We'll pick a time. We'll announce it, and we'll have a same sort of format where it will be a little bit of a training section and a little bit of a Q&A section, and there we go. It will be on the exact same link as today, so save that link. Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Thank
Have a
you,
great
guys are amazing.
Saturday. Let's put that in action.
Let's
Bye,
go.
everybody.